VC, how's it going? Right, okay, so just want to show some records that I've had in perhaps over the last 6 to 9 months actually, and it's all VCLT. It's all stuff that's come from other members of the VC, which is really cool. Some good people in the world, aren't there, you know? But yeah, so starting off, this is the Commodores with their album Midnight Magic. So this must be late 70s, I think. Now, this was given to me by Graham Watson at Cracking Vinyl. Now, I've met up with Graham a few times now because he lives down in Devon, and me and my family, we go down to Devon perhaps once a year. So I always take the opportunity to meet up with Graham. Yeah, we had a really good night last time, and he gave me a couple of records. I've shown you the one previously, but this album by the Commodores. Now, I reckon in the past I've made, you know, sweeping statements, you know, such as the only Commodores album you need is the debut. You don't need anything else by them. Now, of course that's total tosh. I mean, you hear these sort of sweeping statements in the VC a lot, and obviously I'm just as culpable as anyone, but people say things like, you know, you only need the first 4 Black Sabbath albums, or AC/DC were rubbish after Bon Scott died, or Queen never made a decent album after Hot Space. All these things are bandied around a lot in the VC, but yeah, I was totally wrong about this because I've played this album a lot since Graham passed it on to me. Now, it's very much that sort of Earth, Wind and Fire style, horn-driven funk, a very polished sound. Sounds great. My only issue with the Commodores of this sort of period are the ballads, because, you know, I mean, fair play to Lionel Richie. He can write a ballad, but it's just not my cup of tea, you know, whether it be solo stuff or the stuff of the Commodores. But the rest of the stuff on this album is great, so thank you, Graham. And then I had a message from Mark Flipdisc. Now, Mark doesn't make videos, but we've sent each other records a couple of times, and he said that he had a bit of good fortune. He'd put in a Discogs order, and the seller had sent in the wrong records. And when he went back to him, the seller just, just keep the records, and he sent the other ones on as well. So, and Mark just wanted to share in his good fortune. I mean, how cool is that? So he sent me this. This is an album called Super Funk. It's a compilation, I think, from the early 2000s. And what was really cool about this, it's subtitled Rare Funk from Deep in the Crates. Most of the tracks on here I didn't know. I think there's about 20 tracks on here. I only knew 2 of them. And to be perfectly honest, actually, I'll include this next one with this as well. Steve Syke in the Valley sent me this. This is Tighten Up Tight, a choice collection of Funk 45s on the Pure label. So both of these. Now, I haven't listened to any sort of straight funk for a while. That, you know, that sort of dirty, gritty funk sound, that sort of almost James Brown style funk. I've very much gone down a road of listening to a more polished funk sound, a bit more of a jazzy feel to the funk, you know. And this was just really refreshing. This sort of got my funk mojo back. I think I've perhaps become a little bit overcome by funk, and as I say, I got my mojo back now. But yeah, I've absolutely hammered these 2 albums since they come through. I've played them so much over the last couple of months. So thanks both. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But yeah, I think I sort of got into a situation where, you know, like some of the metalheads, the guys into the real heavy metal, that they reach an age and they start listening to, I don't know, Eva Cassidy CDs or something. I think I got a little bit like that with funk, but I say I'm back on it now. So yeah, great stuff. Thank you for those 2. Actually, talking about Steve, he also sent me a couple of reggae 12s, which I'll show in a different video. I'll perhaps group them with some other reggae stuff, but thank you very much. That's a cracking funk album. Now, somebody that should have much more views and much more subscribers than he does is Lawrence Melomano 414. I'll get his name right, his handle right. And I'll put links to all these channels below. Check out Lawrence, because he's one of the very few channels that show stuff which is totally unique, because he's really into Latin music. I think his wife's Colombian, so he goes over to Colombia and he picks up music from over there. And it's all stuff that I know nothing about, so it's fascinating. I mean, you know, I watch channels and I enjoy the stuff that's shown, and I learn a lot. But it's very rare that you can watch a series of videos and know absolutely nothing, none of the records that have been shown, and that can be the case with Lawrence. He always does needle drops as well. Now, he sent this through to me. He made a video where he'd been to Colombia, see family, and he brought back a load of records, and it's a great video. And afterwards he messaged me saying, you got something to send me, and this is something you picked up on that trip. So thank you, Lawrence. This is just a straight salsa album. It's a bit funky, lots of sort of Fender Rhodes on there. Yeah, beautiful stuff. And I play that one a lot as well. This was from Headley. Now, whenever Headley and I talk, we end up talking about, well, Headley's into country music. I like soul music and funk, so we end up talking about country funk and country soul. And every now and again, he'll send me through some records. He sent a couple of records, of which this was one, Alex Taylor with Friends and Neighbours. And this has got a touch of that country soul thing going on. I'll do a needle drop actually, as I will on some of these records. By cover It's All Over Now, which is a great version. Actually, when Headley sent the record through, he did say play side 2 first, and It's All Over Now open side 2, and he was right. So yeah, beautiful stuff. Somebody that I'd never heard of, didn't know anything about. So yeah, there you go. Another thing that's great about the VC. And finally, I met up with Martin Parrott and Rob Walker at the Reading Record Fair last year. We had a good afternoon. And both of them bought records from Wheel Swap Records. Martin gave me a couple of 45s actually, which I can't show because they're in my jukebox at the moment. But Rob gave me this. This is Herbie Mann and Turtle Bay. And what I like about this record, it's from the early 70s, about 73, I think. Yeah, 73 on Atlantic. It opens with a lovely version of Family Affair. So, you know, it's obviously Herbie doing his flute playing on the Sly Stone Classic. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So cheers, Rob. So I have had some other bits, but I'll perhaps save them for another video because I haven't worked my way through it all yet. But thank you to everybody that sent me stuff. That's really cool and really kind. So cheers.
Foolish man, yo.
Presentamos con esta salsa a continuación al bravísimo Johnny el Bravo.
Whoa,